Have you ever questioned why everyone seems to be in a perpetual rush, chasing after an elusive idea of success? This relentless pursuit, my friends, is what we call the rat race. It's a ubiquitous part of modern life, an unending cycle of striving for more money, more status, more possessions, but at what cost? You see, the rat race isn't just a matter of economics or societal norms, it's a psychological maze filled with mind traps that can have profound effects on our mental health. We're not just talking about stress or burnout, but deeper, more insidious problems like anxiety, depression, and a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction. In this video, we're going to delve into these psychological traps, exploring how they ensnare us and what we can do to break free. We'll examine how the rat race shapes our minds, our behaviors, and ultimately, our lives. Unraveling the complexities of this phenomenon is the key to understanding its impact on our mental health. Consider John, a successful executive who works 60 hours a week in the pursuit of career advancement. He's always on the go, always reaching for the next rung on the corporate ladder. He's driven, ambitious, and seemingly unstoppable. But let's take a closer look. John's life is a whirlwind of deadlines, meetings, and late nights at the office. His calendar is full, his inbox is overflowing, and his to-do list is never-ending. Every day, he pushes himself to do more, to be more. He's convinced that the next promotion, the next raise, the next accolade will bring him the satisfaction he craves. But here's the catch. Despite his hard work and achievements, John always feels like he's falling short, like there's something more he should be doing, something bigger he should be achieving. This is the illusion of progress. It's a mirage that keeps John running on the treadmill of the rat race, always striving but never arriving. In psychology, this is known as the hedonic treadmill, or adaptation theory. It's the idea that no matter how much we achieve or acquire, our level of happiness tends to stay the same. We adapt to our new circumstances and the initial excitement fades, leaving us longing for the next big thing. This endless pursuit can lead to burnout and dissatisfaction. John may find that his health, relationships, and personal well-being suffer as he sacrifices everything for the illusion of progress. He may even start to question whether the rat race is worth it, whether his relentless striving is bringing him closer to his goals, or just trapping him in a cycle of perpetual discontent. The irony is that John's pursuit of progress has become a trap. He's caught in a cycle of constant striving, always reaching for something just out of reach. He's running on a treadmill that never stops, always moving but never getting anywhere. In this case, the rat race has become a prison of John's own making, trapping him in a cycle of perpetual striving. The illusion of progress keeps him locked in, always running but never reaching his destination. Now let's turn our attention to Lisa, a young professional who constantly compares her life to others on social media. Lisa is a classic example of an individual caught in the fear of missing out, or FOMO. She's always looking at the seemingly perfect lives of her peers on social media, constantly comparing her own progress to theirs. From their travels to their promotions, every post seems to highlight something Lisa feels she's lacking. This constant comparison can lead to an overwhelming sense of inadequacy and stress. FOMO is a potent force that can trap people in the rat race. It's that nagging feeling that others are experiencing something fulfilling, and you're not part of it. It's that fear that there's always something better out there that you're missing out on. It's a cocktail of envy and anxiety, stirred by the digital age's incessant bombardment of other people's highlight reels. Lisa's story is not unique. Many of us fall into the same trap. We compare our behind the scenes with others' highlight reels, not realizing that what we see on social media is often a curated, filtered version of reality. And when we use these distorted perceptions as a yardstick for our own lives, feelings of inadequacy and dissatisfaction seep in. This relentless pursuit of more, fueled by the fear of missing out, can be exhausting. It's a race with no finish line, as there will always be something new to covet, something else that we don't have. It keeps us running, but we're not necessarily moving forward. We're just stuck in a cycle, chasing after an ever-moving target. But the real trap is that FOMO keeps us focused on what we don't have, instead of appreciating what we do have. We're so busy chasing the next big thing that we forget to savor the present moment. We forget to find joy in our own journeys, and instead, get caught up in the rat race. For Lisa, the rat race is fueled by the fear of missing out, leading to a cycle of constant comparison and dissatisfaction. As you can see from John and Lisa's cases, the rat race can lead to a variety of psychological traps. Diving deeper into the rat race, we find ourselves surrounded by invisible snares that can ensnare our minds, the most prevalent being the illusion of progress and the fear of missing out. These traps are insidious, often disguising themselves as ambition or concern for our future, making them difficult to recognize and even harder to escape. Let's start with the illusion of progress. It's the feeling that we're moving forward, that we're achieving something, when in reality we're just running on a treadmill. We're working longer hours, sacrificing our health and relationships, all for the promise of a promotion that might never come or a raise that won't significantly change our lives. We're lured into believing that we're advancing, but we're merely spinning our wheels, trapped in a cycle of perpetual motion without any substantial movement. Next, we have the fear of missing out, or FOMO as it's commonly known. It's the nagging worry that others are experiencing more, achieving more, living more. We're constantly comparing our lives to others, feeling inadequate if we're not keeping up. This fear not only traps us in the rat race, but propels us forward, pushing us to work harder and longer to keep up with the imaginary Joneses. These psychological traps, while they may seem harmless, can have detrimental effects on our mental health. The constant stress and pressure can lead to burnout, depression, and anxiety. We're so busy chasing the proverbial cheese that we forget to take care of our minds, our most valuable asset. But there's hope. By identifying these traps, we can begin to disentangle ourselves from them. We can step off the treadmill, stop the comparisons, and start living our lives on our terms. We can decide what success looks like for us, rather than letting society dictate it. Understanding these traps is the first step to escaping the rat race. Having understood the traps of the rat race, the question becomes, how can one escape this relentless cycle? First, let's consider the practice of mindfulness. By focusing our attention on the present moment, we can begin to notice the small joys and victories that often go unnoticed in the hustle and bustle. Mindfulness allows us to slow down and appreciate what we have, rather than constantly striving for more. It is a quiet rebellion against the rat race, a way to extract ourselves from the constant push and pull of wanting, achieving, and wanting again. Next is the strategy of setting personal goals. The rat race often defines success for us, whether it's a certain salary, a particular job title, or a specific lifestyle. But what if we were to set our own goals, based on what truly matters to us? These goals could be related to personal growth, relationships, or contributions to the community. By defining our own measures of success, we can begin to steer our lives in a direction that is meaningful to us. Reducing social comparison is another key strategy. The rat race thrives on comparison, on the idea that we must do better than others to be successful. But what if we were to focus on our own journey instead? After all, each of us is unique with our own strengths, challenges, and aspirations. By reducing the tendency to compare ourselves with others, we can free ourselves from the relentless pressure of the rat race. Lastly, let's not forget the importance of maintaining mental health. In the rat race, mental health can often take a back seat to achievement. But without mental well-being, what is all the success in the world worth? Regular self-care, stress management, and seeking help when needed are all essential for preserving our mental health. Escaping the rat race is not about abandoning ambition, but about redefining success on your own terms. In the end, participating in the rat race is a choice. We've journeyed through the labyrinth of this rat race, touching on its illusions, fears, and psychological snares. It's become clear that this ceaseless competition, this frantic scurry for progress, can be a mental health minefield, a psychological trap that can lead to stress, anxiety, and an overall sense of dissatisfaction. But remember, it's not the only path. Escaping the rat race isn't about abandoning ambition or success. It's about redefining them on terms that prioritize your mental well-being. It's about understanding that success is subjective, that it's okay to step off the treadmill, to stop comparing, to start living. The rat race is a choice, but so is stepping out of it. The decision to prioritize your mental health, to define your own success, to live life on your own terms, is equally a choice. It's your life. Will you choose the rat race, or will you choose a different path?